We lose with the unthinkable. Don't stop till you come first. Life too unpredictable. Take control of what you're worth. Wasting time's forgivable.
Hi again, my lovely Stitcher friends. Callie here again, and oh my goodness, you guys, I cannot believe how quickly you guys are subscribing to my channel. I cannot even thank you guys enough for all your really kind comments, and I'm astounded at how many of you guys have already subbed. I think right now it's 47 is the last count that I saw. Insane. I knew that. I guess I shouldn't be that shocked because I knew how great the community was before I even did my first video. But still, I mean, it's crazy. I guess I was expecting more like I would get 8-10 people subscribe and that would be it, you know, but insane. I mean, I just cannot thank you guys enough. It really, really means a whole lot to me. I I lost a lot of my friends when I got sick, and so uh, I don't know. I guess when you're, you know, in your early 20s and you can't go out and you can't really do anything except for lay in a bed, and you know that's pretty much it. Um, you're not very interesting anymore, and so it starts with um, not hanging out as often, and then it turns to not talking on the phone as often, and then it turns to not talking on Facebook as often, and then it turns into just not talking at all anymore. And so it really means so much to me, um, all of your kindness and how accepting you all have been is just really means so much to me. So anyway, before I turn into a blubbering mess, I have a video that I did in the wee hours of the morning this morning while my husband was still asleep. I woke up and couldn't sleep. I was in pain and just sleep was out of the question. And so I figured I would make a video showing you guys how I start a new strand of floss. I think how I start a new strand of floss is a bit weird. I don't know what this technique is called, and I don't know of anyone else that has a Flosstube account or Flosstube channel that I've seen that casts on this way. I guess that's what you would call it, casting on. I mean, that may be more of a knitting term, but now, of course, if I'm just using a single strand, I will do the loop method. But what I'm doing right now is the current whip I'm using 3 strands of DMC thread, and so I've kind of come up with this new technique for me. I don't know if it's a technique that any of you guys use, but I figure I would show you guys how I start a new thread. I'm going to go ahead and play the video, but I'm going to do voiceover during the video because when I recorded it, I couldn't talk because my husband was asleep right beside me. So I couldn't really explain what I was doing. So I'm going to do that through voiceover. And then after the video of that, I'm going to show pictures of my current whip. And they're pictures of my progress every day. So that way you can kind of see where I started out at and then go day by day, and I'll tell you which day each progress picture was. So, alright, you guys, I hope you guys really like this, and I will go ahead and go on to the video here.
Alrighty, here we go. This is what I'm going to be showing you guys on. I just have a little piece of Aida here and a large needle and a little bit of thread. And when I begin, I always start in the lower left hand corner of the square, and I'm going to be showing y'all on a larger square here. I've kind of made with a pin where you can see, and I come up through that first initial one and I leave a little tail and I hold it with my fingers on the back of my Aida, and then I'm going to come straight down through that exact same hole, and I'm going to leave a loop there, still holding onto my little tail on the backhand side. Then I'm going to come up in the right top of the square, and I'm going to take my needle and go through that loop, and then I'm going to pull the thread until it is taut, and then I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go back down through the left lower end of the square, and I'm going to pull, still holding onto my little tail on the back, but you'll see that the loop that I made earlier, I'm just trying to get a better grip on that tail to make sure I don't let it go through, but you can see the little loop now is getting pulled kind of into a knot, and if you keep pulling, it will actually go through the hole itself, so that your knot is now on the back side of your Aida. And then I just tighten it up, and I will usually at this point in time I will snip the little tail off, and you can cut it really close, and then you can just go ahead and go back up and use the thread to complete your X there, and then keep going on with your pattern. But it works really well for me, and it's secure and it looks great on the back. So I'm now going to show you on my actual whip. I think that it will be a little bit easier to understand on my actual whip. Okay, so I am now coming up through my lower left hand hole of the square I'm going to be starting on, and now I'm going to be going back down into the exact same hole. This was a little bit difficult trying to hold the camera and doing this at the same time. But I am going back down through this same hole, and I'm holding the little tail underneath the bottom side of my fabric. Now I'm coming back up through the right hand top, and I actually had the little loop facing that direction, and as I was bringing it up, I actually went through that little loop. Now I'm going back down through the lower left hand hole, and I'm pulling, and as I pull, that little knot has now popped through to the back side of the fabric, and so now it's just the first part of the X. Alright, so I had to readjust everything there. You can see there's my thread, and right there is my little tail, and I will be snipping off some of that tail. Now I will leave a little bit of the tail to kind of cover with the next couple of stitches, but I do snip off some of that tail because it was just a little bit too long. And I'm sorry I keep moving the camera around, but it really was difficult trying to reposition the camera as I had to flip my scroll frame. But now I am just coming back up in the lower right hand corner of the square, and I will be completing the cross for the cross stitch. And there's my X, and so that will be the first stitch there for the new thread. Alright, and I sped this up so that you could kind of watch me do a few stitches, and ultimately what I'm doing is I am securing this even more on the back, the little tail that I left. I'm just securing that down even more. I don't think that it's necessary. You could probably cut that little tail pretty short and it would hold perfectly fine, but I usually go ahead and, just to be safe, leave a little bit of a tail and put in some stitches. And here is what it looks like on the back. It looks great. You see there that everything is completely covered up with that little tail with those few stitches I put in. And you can see right here next to this little line what we just did, you can see I had just done a knot there on the back, and you can see how much better this looks compared to that. It's a huge difference. It really makes the back look great, and so I hope that this helps somebody out and you guys can use this method and make the back of your work look great. Alright, so now I guess I will show you a little bit of what progress I have made. Give you a little bit more of a close-up for what I have done on this pattern so far. This is today, which is December the 18th, so this was just a little while ago, and it was a few hours ago, but you can see what I have done on here. I've gotten more of the black done up there at the top. start of the cheat there. Alright, so this is the beginning of the pictures. This was day 3 of the progress. This was day 4. Here is day 5, I believe. Day 6. Day 7. Day 8. Day 9. And here is what I usually get to look at right underneath my scroll frame. Miss Lainey. She's definitely my stitching buddy. And when she's not under there, Boogie is. So that's where I was at with the pictures.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a like, and again, I thank you all so much for your kindness and for subscribing to my channel. I'm also going to be doing a video showing everyone how to get notifications for people that you subscribe to on Flosstube. This will be helpful not just for those of you subscribing to me, but also those of you who subscribe to any Flosstuber. YouTube has changed some things around where if you're not liking or commenting on someone you're subscribed to, for example, if you miss like so many of their videos, or if you don't comment, or if you don't like their videos, even if you're watching some of them, I believe, you can become unsubscribed to that person just because you're not liking their videos or commenting on their videos. So because of that, it's the safest thing to do is to turn on the notifications for all of your floss tubers that you watch. And I'm going to make a video showing you how to do that. Some of you may already know about this and you may already know how to do that, but I will make my next video showing you how to turn on the notifications for each of the people that you subscribe to that do Flosstube videos, so that you won't ever miss any of their videos when they come out, and you won't be unsubscribed to them, you know, just because you're not liking or commenting on a video. So, okay, you guys, I will see you all very soon again. I'm going to make that video for you all here in the next few days probably, and so again, give me a like and comment down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.